So the bullshit in Minnesota. Let me preach on it. Malt liquor.
How to.
2.99 out the fucking door. Let's continue.
Took her off the showroom floor, no money down, near the Chrysler Building, the heart of Midtown. 200 horsepower under the hood, junk in the trunk, very far from damaged goods. Designer frames with windshields, stay tinted. The most beautiful thing someone invented. A Wrangler had a sticker on the bumper, a sign in case tow trucks tried to jump her. Rear view mirror that of Serena Williams. Staring with the crime, then the look, kill him. Brushless showers in the Brazilian wax, cash in the glove compartment, free from tax, low mileage on the odometer. Graduate with more degrees than a thermometer. Spark plugs for great conversation. She would focus on the finish line of destination. Steering in the right direction. Made sure I wore a seatbelt and had airbags for protection.
Now, I don't give a fuck about ICE. I don't give a fuck about Minnesota. I don't give a fuck about the stupid bitch who pointed her vehicle at a federal agent and, caught the consequences of that. If you think that you can point your vehicle at an officer of the law, and she did point her vehicle at an officer of the law, if you think you can do that and not get shot in the face, then I don't know what to tell you. That's a you problem. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, though. What I want to talk about is the Insurrection Act. Because if that putz that runs that fucking piece of shit fucking Yankee state keeps fucking around, that's what's going to get invoked. And I kind of hope it does. More liquor.
Love to stash my tool, I kept it full, super unleaded fuel. She had a room full of skirts and rims, the old ones you could swing off ropes that often hung from limbs. Attempt at the Ford modeling agency, suburban area with the Caucasians be. Her great-grandfather was a Cherokee Indian, explorer, navigator, traveling Indian, sharpening his hours on Plymouth Rock, commander-in-chief who raised cattle and was selling the livestock. King of the frontier, right up thoroughbreds, he was just as sharp as a needle without thread. Legend and trooper, known to run the herds, sons were Oldsmobiles to drink Thunderbird, Land Cruisers sitting on fertile soil with equipment that ran off expensive oil. Folks bragging, said a horse pulled the Volkswagen. They loved Mustang Sally and lollygagging. Fished in Lake Tahoe, cooked barracudas, hunted impalas with 6 shooters from a long range with the...
Yes, I hope Trump invokes it, because I would be very interested to see and hear what fucking clowns like Pig Pal and clowns like Tapeworm and clowns like fucking Coach and all the motherfucking troll clowns, all the motherfuckers that for years have been popping off at the mouth with that fucking who run it bullshit. North won it, North run it, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, my question to you fucking assholes is this. If Minnesota starts the second Civil War, you still gonna be on that same shit? I mean, because, like, you're in the North too. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna back your Northern brethren, or are you gonna fucking side with the Empire and crush the fucking rebellion under your boot? Because let's face it, that's what will happen. You send in a bunch of fucking full-time Marines against a bunch of weekend warriors, it ain't gonna be nothing nice. But yeah, where are you fucking clowns gonna be at on it? And actually, you know what? If he does invoke the Insurrection Act, I hope every single Marine that he sends into fucking Minnesota is a Southerner. And he's the type of motherfucker that would do some shit like that. Just for shits and giggles. Yep. Malt liquor.
It was something else to see him knock him over. Some got caught in the crossfire. A bunch of rabbits indicating these dudes should retire. One was going bald, rocking the sunroof. A gas guzzler and the grill was one tooth. A strong accent in the beard like Lincoln, who hated the golf course but he loved drinking. Avenger used to pick up chicks. He had magnums that was rammed tough and thick. He wore a blazer where he used to hide the Ruger for encounters with the Jaguars and Cougars. A veteran who would salute and sing the anthem in accord with the plan. He was a phantom. He had a fat lady they called Hummer, and she needed body work for the whole summer. She had a few friends who used to stay in the pound, abandoned the parking lots and junkyard down, regulars and rest area.
Little Ichabod, you're about 800 years old. You were around during the Civil War. Tell the folks out there what really fucking happened. I'm not at liberty to say. Let me just say this. It ain't what you've been fucking told. That fucking Lincoln guy? Racist as fuck, son. Racist as fuck. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard it. It ain't like you've been told. There you go. That's from a guy who was there, who lived through it. Oh, by the way, little Ichabod, whose side was you on? I don't pick sides. I was too busy pimping hoes, cashing checks, and snapping necks. I would expect nothing less, little Ichabod. Malt liquor. Malt liquor? Liquor? Malt liquor.
Styles cassette players known to make the tape pop. Gold diggers who wanted cream like Wells Fargo. In Vegas, they circle around in Monte Carlo. You know the snakes with the fangs and vipers, bloodsuckers who will juice the piss from diapers. Met the Cavaliers at the Outback Steakhouse. Chicken cutlet supreme just for takeout. One of them was forced to live in Astoria, cause at the auction they had crowned Victoria. Since then, her friends charged the battery. Had her running off the sweets flattery. She kept a loud muffler, couldn't trust her. Police used to always pull over this duster. A pothead who some called the Firebird. A foul mouth who could have used wiser words. Her man used to hustle and ran the crack corner. Someone security kept low jack on her. Peeping with his visors low, high beaming. Temper will accelerate, private eye scheming. He would check the consoles for rubbers. She would pass the inspection with flying colors. She would turn left if he said right. On a cycle, he would often run red lights. His voice echoed if she dodged the convo. Her previous owner, all he did was bone her. Some drove her crazy, she was just a loner. He had a leaking transmission fluid. Said it was an accident, didn't mean to do it. No insurance with a grill decayed. She solved uncontrollably, still stayed. Another total eclipse of the heart, like the freezing weather that never gave her a start. Plus, he had a sidekick in his garage, and if he needed a boat, she would give him a charge. He was sentenced for running an escort service, escaped from prison, but made a few nervous. His baby mother and wife, the BMW, #1 on the list, who he brought trouble to. She done everything to regain her liberty, tried to be Allie, but
we're at the bottom. And I'm going to dedicate this bottom to the cop who did not shoot me when I was 10 years old. My cousin, my brother, and I were walking home from the store. It was about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. It was dark. We're walking through an alley. Police car rolls up behind us. Like I said, we're walking through an alley. It's kind of a bad neighborhood. And it's a little late. Not super late, but it's a little late for, 3 young kids to be in that area at that time. So the cop gets out. And, he asks us where we're going, what we're doing. And I'm like, my house is right there. We're just coming back from the store. And anyway, my dumbass cousin, he had one of those little, you old motherfuckers will know what I'm talking about. He had one of these little blue toy pistols that used to fire the little yellow rubber pellets. And, just out of the blue. And mind you, it's fucking dark. The cops, got a flashlight on us. And out of the blue, my fucking cousin reaches in and pulls this toy gun out of his pocket and says, he was going to say, "Here, do you need to take this?" But all he got out of his mouth was, and the cop draws down on us. I'm not gonna lie. I was 10 years old. I'm pretty sure I pissed myself. Never been so fucking scared in my life. Shout out to that cop for not shooting us. Because like I said, it was dark. And, yeah. That's one of the scariest fucking moments of my life. Needless to say, after the cop gave my cousin a good talking to, and we got home, my brother and I beat the shit out of our cousin. Sure did. Shout out to that cop. Swole.
Delivery. Moved to Aspen, survived the avalanche. A different element inside of Patter Ranch. Far away when she changed the pattern. The distance was like from Mercury to Saturn.